one thing I don't like at the moment is when people try and put other people down. Like when
Like
they're
who?
saying, so when they just say like, if you don't, especially when males, like when men are putting down females and saying because of this reason, you're not on the same level as this female. Like I don't feel like
Wait. So a man is saying to another woman that she's not on the level of another woman.
yeah, not on the same value of this woman because of X, Y, Z. I don't feel like a man or anyone really should be able to judge another person's value except for themselves. Like
I know that's nice to say, but women do that all the time. They do that way more than men. Women are way more harsher and judgmental in dating when it like of men than men are to women, way more. And not only are they way harsher, but they're way more vocal about it, for sure.
when it comes to certain
And the
women-
reason you hear that, you're like, oh, that's so buzz, because you're not used to hearing that.
Pardon?
The reason when you hear a guy do it, and I'm not saying it's okay for a guy to do it.
No, it's not even that. I know of it. Like I said, I didn't even say just men. I said like, well, yeah, I did say just men, but I mean like no one should be able to put someone down. But what I mean is that what the point I'm trying to make, is that I don't like it when someone says I've got 2 kids, and I don't like it when someone says that I'm less value than a person that doesn't have children. Like when they say,
I think value is the wrong word.
when they say no, there's people that have said like less value, like they're like, oh, someone that doesn't have children is at a higher value than a woman that does have children. But I honestly don't believe that.
I think value is the wrong word, and also I think whether they say valuable, it's subjective to them. There is a level of, if we're talking like the dating market, there is a level of that. So like, you know, we're talking about a guy with money, right? A guy with money in the market, that's not saying he's a good person, but in the market, he is perceived as higher value than the guy who is in a lower economic position than he is. That doesn't mean he's a better person, but he is perceived as, he has qualities that are quote unquote more desirable in the market, right? So I think there can be that. It depends. If a guy doesn't have any kids and he's looking for marriage and to have kids, then yeah, sure, a woman who already has kids may be less desirable for him than a woman who doesn't. And that's the same for women.
Yeah, I feel like people can have their preferences and stuff, but I honestly believe like women that have children, like especially if their children are good, like they've got like well balanced, you know what I mean? Their children have got manners, their children are well looked after and stuff like that. I feel like that's a very good quality, because what you got to understand, if you're getting with someone that doesn't have children, you don't even know if they've got that maternal. I
completely agree with you, which is why I said it depends on what the guy wants.
Yeah.
So if you have a guy who already, let's say he already has kids and he's single and he's looking for a partner, but he doesn't want any more kids, that woman is invaluable to him. Like he's going to want that woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Over a woman who doesn't have kids but wants kids and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he's like, okay, cool. Especially if your kids, you know, because he knows there's going to be a point where your kids are going to go and live their own lives. And then,
of course.
you know, you understand that he has kids. Do you know what I mean? So that can be more compatible.
But also I feel like women that have children as well, and ones that are like, so say like obviously like you don't have any children and then you're getting with someone that does have children, and then you're like, I want children, and that doesn't mean that just because she has children she doesn't want any more children. But I feel like there's a less, what I'm saying is that there's less pressure for you for when you do want children, because I feel like if you get with someone that doesn't have children, especially like these days, girls that are like, if they don't have any children, they get with a guy that is at a certain caliber, has a certain amount of money, blah blah blah, they know they're gonna get looked after, they're like, I want kids now. I want children with you.
Yeah, because she wants to start working.
Yeah, she wants children with you. But someone that already has children, and say, obviously they're not with the father of the children anymore. Say like it's still a good like co-parenting situation. We're not talking about baby daddy, baby mama drama or anything like that. We're talking about just civilized. They co-parent well, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they're literally and then you get with them, and they're saying you want children, but there's no rush. Like, because they already have 2 children. So they're like, when you're ready, we can have that conversation kind of thing. And like, it also kind of prepares you in a way as well to be around children. Not saying you're going to like have to play daddy or whatever to their own children, but like you're around that kind of environment. And then you might be like, actually, I don't want children. It can make you be like, not like you don't want the kids or anything. You're like, oh, you know what? These kids are kind of cool, like whatever. Like, I don't really feel like I want children anymore.
So I hear that. I hear that. A man taking on women who has kids is different than a woman taking on a man who has kids. And the reason it's different is because the first thing, and this actually applies for the woman as well, the first thing is your priority, number one priority, is always going to be your kids that aren't with him.
Yeah.
The relationship can't be your priority. Right?
I get you.
It's always going to be your kids, as it should be. Mm-hmm. But if a man is going to be taking a woman who has kids seriously, that's something he has to consider. Now, the place where it's different is that you say about, he doesn't have to step up to be the dad and stuff. If he's going to be with you, he does have to.
No, but I feel like my kids, they have their own dad. So I'm not saying they're not going to be, it's not like, you don't have to, how do I say it? Like, you got to be, when you're dating someone and you have children, they've got to be suitable for your children. They've got to be a good role model for your children.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's for them to parent your children.
Well, they're going to become a parent to your children. If he's going to be with you, they're going to inadvertently.
But I don't feel like it's that whole
parent.
Pressure of like, okay, now you're dad.
It's not about him replacing their dad.
Yeah.
It's about him taking on the responsibility for them. Because let's say, for example, you're with a guy, right? Who's obviously not the father of your children. And then let's say he's like, hey, I want us all to go on holiday.
Yeah.
Together. You'll go on holiday. First off, let's even say that he pays for it, right? He's paying for your kids.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're on holiday, if he is taking on the role of wanting to make sure that the family, which is you and your children, are safe, he's taking on responsibility for them.
Yeah.
He's taking on responsibility to make sure that they're looked after, to make sure that they're safe, to make sure that if something happens, he's there for them as well as you. So if he's going to be with you, he is taking on responsibility for them. And a lot of the time, when a woman is entering a man's life who has kids, there is a much lower level. She doesn't really take on responsibility for the kids as much, especially if he is the man who's providing the frame. If he does provide, a level of security and stability, right? Whereas a lot of the time, right? I'm not saying this is every woman, of course. I'm not saying it's you clearly look after yourself, but a lot of the time, there are women who do have kids. They want a man to bring stability into their lives, and that is a bigger responsibility. So I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that, that means that women are less valuable who have kids or whatever.
But I get what you're saying.
But it depends on what the man wants.
Yeah.
Which is going to determine whether that is compatible for what he desires or not in a woman.
But I feel like they want them to bring stability, but I don't think they have to. They just want them for stability, because a woman that a single mum has a lot of stability herself. Like she has to make sure that her family unit is stabilized, because she doesn't have the second parent there. Even if the dad is involved and stuff like that, and the dad takes the children and stuff like that, when she's by herself with her children. So it's more of like, everything a guy brings to the equation is just a plus.
Okay, I understand, and you're not wrong. Let me ask you a question. The man that you choose and the man who chooses you, would you expect him to die for you?
No.
No? So you don't expect him to put himself between you and the bullet? You would?
Do I have children?
Yeah.
No.
Even if you didn't have wait, no?
that's no, because it's weird. Like,
you wouldn't expect a man to put himself between you and the bullet?
Why am I getting shot? I don't want to talk about. Okay, so you want someone to die for you? I don't know. Like, no, I feel that's a big ask, because I don't think there's. So the only people I would ever die for is my children.
No. That he dies for you.
No, I know, but I know, because I wouldn't do it for him.
But this is what I'm saying. There's a level of polarity in relationship. So, okay, do you think a husband would die for his wife?
Potentially.
Do you think that he should die for his wife?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, we just disagree. But you think that he would potentially die for his wife rather than the wife dying for the husband? So like the Titanic's going down, right? There's 4 of you. There's only 3 places.
Just moved over, like you could have fitted on the raft.
No, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, I don't feel like anyone should die for someone, kind of thing.
Okay, what I mean is this. Let's use that example.
Yeah.
Titanic's going down. There's a lifeboat. There's 4 of you. Yeah. There's only 3 people that can go on the lifeboat, right? He's going to say you and your kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's dying for you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't like it though.
Of course, no one's gonna like it, but at the end of the day, like when shit hits the fan, it's women and children first, and men sacrifice for the women that they care about, that they love. So if he loves you, he's gonna be like, babe, I'm gonna stay, you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's doing that for your kids, that means he is taking responsibility for those kids.
Yeah.
Because in that same scenario, he's not going to be like, okay, well, you, me, babe, and one of your kids. Is he going to do that?
No,
Is he going to do that?
Yeah, but the point I'm saying
is he going to do that?
No, of course not.
Right.
No, but the point I'm saying is that I'm not saying that they're not stabilizing the family units. They're adding. That's what I'm saying. A man in a relationship is adding to what a woman already has.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is there is responsibility that he takes on, that when a woman enters a man's life who has kids, she doesn't. Because if we switch the scenario where it's a man who has kids and he's with a woman who doesn't have kids, but she's come into his life.
You don't think she has any responsibility?
No, the difference is in that scenario, he would say, babe, you go on the lifeboat and you take my kids.
Yeah.
And he would still say. So in both scenarios...
But you said it's lower though for a woman taking on a man with children.
Yeah, because she's not the one who's going, hey babe, you go with your kids and I'll stay and I'll die.
But they're not her kids though.
Exactly, and she's not even doing that. That's my point. What I'm saying is whether you have kids or whether he has kids.
You think the woman always goes with the children?
The woman is always prioritized with the children. That's why it is very different when a man comes into a woman's world and takes on her kids, because at least for most men, they're like, I will sacrifice myself for my kids.
Yeah.
But now you want me to sacrifice for kids who aren't even mine.
Yeah.
You asked me to sacrifice my life for a lineage that's not even me. Yeah. These kids don't have my last name. These kids don't have my blood or DNA. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that obviously men don't step up the plate and they shouldn't, but it's a very different level of responsibility when he does do that.
Yeah.
And the irony is, back in the day of ladyship and gentleman stuff, the man who took on a woman with kids, he was praised. He was honored for that because it was like, this is a man who's stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Right? For kids that aren't even his. Mm-hmm. Now we don't celebrate that. Now we just expect it.
I don't expect it. I don't expect anyone to do anything for me, really.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if a guy's going to be with you, you're like, okay, well, I come with my kids.
Yeah, I no, 100%. I do get that, yeah. But this is another thing, like, I feel like it's more pressure on a woman who has children to find the right person. You know, like when we talk about the whole dating pool and stuff like that.
It's harder.
Like, if I was by myself, like now at this age, I would probably be like, I don't know, I'd take more time. No, not more time actually. I'd probably, if I didn't have any children, I'd probably be in that, I don't know, looking at that clock like, oh, I need to have kids soon.
Yeah, so that's why when you said women who don't have kids, they're like, I want kids now.
Yeah,
because exactly. you've got kids,
but
so you're fine.
But I feel like now that I have children, it's harder to date someone, yes, but there's no pressure to date someone, which I kind of like. I feel like I'm very chill.
You're settled.
I've got my 2 kids. I've got a boy and a girl as well. I'm pretty much like standard. Perfect. Yeah, I'm perfect. You know what I mean? And their dad looks after them as well. Like, you know, I'm quite set up. Like, I can do my own thing.
I think you're 30, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, it's a generalization, but I would say the demographic you'd be looking for would be for guys who are like, honestly, somewhere who are like 7-8 years your senior, who already have kids and don't want any more kids.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but
because to him, you're a young fine thing. He's like, okay, I've got kids, you've got kids, like it's calm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but for a certain, yeah,
but guys around your own age who are looking to have kids, they're gonna be prioritizing women who just don't.
Yeah, no, but I don't mind. I would like more children. Like, I don't have to, but
you'd be okay if you didn't.
Yeah, I would be okay if I didn't, kind of thing. But also, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to date like a 40-year-old or that close to 40 because I don't know. I just don't feel like I have much in common with them.
Would you date a guy with kids?
Preferably no.
Wait. Hold on. We've just gone on a half an hour tangent on how you're like, I don't think it's fair that women who have kids are kind of seen as less desirable. Yeah, I just asked you whether you would date a guy who has kids when we've just established.
No, I wouldn't.
Hold on, that we've just established that you don't have to take on that much responsibility as a woman coming into the situation. And you just said preferably not.
No, but I would though, because I know who I am.
But you said preferably not.
You know when there's
which is
women,
okay.
No, but you know there's women on this world, that are supposed to be mothers. That's me. I was born to be a mother. Like, I love my children through and through.
But you would rather not take a guy who has kids.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, because why I'm saying preferably not, because them children would be my children. Like if I took a guy on who had children, his kids are my kids. And if I couldn't treat them like my own kids, it would never work between us.
Why can't you apply that same mindset of how you approach dating for how men approach it with women?
What do you mean?
Like, the way you just said, and I completely agree with you, completely justified, valid reasons why you're just like, the reason I would prefer not to take a man who has kids are for these reasons. No. Why can't, do you not see that's the same reasons guys see?
No, what I was saying about guys is that it's not about guys not wanting to date women with kids. I don't mind that. It's guys that talk about not dating women with kids and they put them down when they're saying that they're less valued. That's the problem I have. If you have a preference, that's fine. But don't say someone is less of value just because she has children.
Okay,
that's the problem I have.
No, I agree. So I think the rhetoric is
everyone
wrong.
Has their preferences. Everyone is entitled to have, if they're going to have a long-time relationship as well, you've got to be fully in, and it's got to tick a lot of boxes. That's fine. But don't talk about women with children and say, oh yeah, I would never date a woman with children because of X, Y, Z. Well, you've never dated a woman with children. So really you're talking about something you don't know.
Maybe they have,
Or maybe they have. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe they have. But again, what did we say before? Don't cut everyone with the same cloth. Don't put everyone in the same category, because one woman with children might not be the same as another person with children. Everyone raises their children differently.
No, I completely agree with you. I
said I would preferably not want to date with a guy with children. Firstly, because his kids would have to be my kids. Like, I want to be like, they're my children now. Yeah. Of course. You don't have to call me mum, but you're my children now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And secondly, I don't deal with, I feel like I can be, like, let's just say, I wouldn't want me to be like.
Would you pay for them?
Huh?
Would you be happy to be paying for them?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
I would be their mother. That's what I'm saying. I would be their mum. But I don't deal with, if I was with someone that had children, yeah, I need to know that everything with their ex-partner is fine.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.